Awesome, awesome, awesome. How's everybody doing today?
I'm doing blessed. How you doing, Julius?
I'm doing amazing. I can't
Oh, this is
complain.
Destiny talking if y'all can see.
Oh yeah, yeah, most definitely, Destiny. I know your voice for sure. Um, yeah, I'm doing amazing. I'm doing amazing. How's everybody else doing?
Doing
Good.
doing good.
All right.
That's great. That's great. That's great. As we go, more individuals will join the call. But yeah, I want to go ahead and talk about before we really get started. I want to go back to the basics and help you guys understand what makes up your credit score today. But before we get started, I want everybody to come in and talk about you guys' wins, because like I said, we like to encourage other individuals on the call. When we talk about our wins, it encouraged other people to keep going. To be able to, to know that, um, we're all aiming for the same goal and we're all putting in the work to, accomplish the same goal, which is getting access to capital. So I'm gonna open the floor now to individuals. It could be anything. It could be any small thing you did for the week, towards your goals. Let's go ahead and you guys can come in and talk about that. So whoever,
I'll uh I'll start. I started to share with you, Julius, when I first got on. Yeah, just something that I took action with was downloading that software and then getting those letters sent out. And it felt so empowering to be like, you know what? Like I've got the tools, I've got the knowledge, I know how to do this, and that software makes it so easy. Like it's I mean, if you need help with this kind of stuff, like you would be almost a fool if you didn't just take advantage of it, you know?
right? That's a
So that's my win. I felt really good when I put those letters in the mail. I was like, boom, mic drop right there.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. It's so easy. We spoke on the software last week, Monday, but yeah, that software is like a game changer
Mhm.
because it makes credit repair now so easy. Like a 5-year-old can do their own credit or repair their own credit, right?
Right.
Because the software do all of the thinking for you. And even though you wasn't on the call last week, was you on the call last week,
I,
Atis?
I hopped in the last like 15 minutes or so.
But you seen the replay, right?
I didn't watch the replay, no.
Oh, okay. So you just went ahead and got the software.
I did.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And you see how even though you wasn't on the call to see the full presentation, you were still able to get the software and was that user friendly for you to just, go ahead and send out your first letter. So that's a
Yeah.
big win. Congratulations on that for sure.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
No
you.
problem. And you're not too far away from funding as well. So
Right.
that's great.
All right. Aloha.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Definitely got to come out to Hawaii to meet you and
Sakshi.
yep, definitely meet you guys for
I'm
sure.
here too, listening in. What's up, Julius?
Yeah, how you doing, brother? Hope all
Doing
is well
great.
with you.
Doing wonderful. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Yeah,
Anybody? Yeah,
our
go ahead.
home's always open though. If you ever decide to come to Hawaii, doors open.
Yeah, I definitely gotta. That's my next trip. I gotta come out there. That's one place I've never been. I travel a lot, but I've never been to Hawaii. So definitely need to come out there, check it out. Definitely wouldn't mind, because I know you guys just got the two tiny homes on
Yep,
your
exactly.
property.
Hmm.
So definitely, if I come out there, I'll definitely support and come out there and, rent that out if possible, if you guys are doing that. I don't know if you guys are as of yet.
We are. We are.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's already
Amazing.
happening, so it's already ready for you.
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
Man, what part of Hawaii you at?
We on the Big Island of Hawaii?
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yep, yep. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. So definitely I'm looking forward to coming out there for sure.
Yep.
Love the culture, the vibe and everything like that. So definitely congratulations on sending out that letter for sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. Anybody else want to come in and talk about you guys' wins or anything for the week?
Hey Julius, it's Rika. I'll share my win.
Let's
I
hear.
am a step closer to funding, so I should hear something this week about funding. So I'm
Awesome.
excited about that.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, we're definitely working on your profile. And another thing I wanted to tell you guys, just me being transparent because I love to be transparent with people. With the funding, with the direction that the academy, economy is heading in right now, banks are being a little tiny bit uptight when it comes to funding. But so if it's taking a little bit longer, it's because they're changing things around and we have to figure out what it is that they're changing and play by the rules, right? So
Mhm.
because like I said, things are changing a little bit when the economy is changing, things shift with the banks a little bit, but that doesn't mean anything is going to change with funding. It's just all about now. It's going to be take a little bit more time because, like I said, we have to kind of work with their changes, right? Like
Right.
nowadays, they want you to have a relationship with them, right? Because a lot of a lot of people would just go and get funding and don't have a relationship with the bank and run off with it, right? So,
Yeah.
so now they're being a little bit more like, okay, we need to be a little bit more vetting, right? So if the funding process is taking a little bit long, just stay with it. It's just things just changing on the back end, and we are moving exactly with exactly because we got to play by the rules. We got to play by their rules if we're trying to get money from them. So
Hmm.
you guys just stay patient. Funding is being worked on. My team is working overtime in the back end to, make sure everything is solid for you guys. So definitely, America, that's you definitely I'm gonna reach out to Bobby after this call to try to get more updates to see what's going on with your process. Same with you as well, Myron.
Okay. All right. I appreciate that. And one question about the credit repair. Like if I have someone that's not in the community and I send them that link, they would just have to pay what, $48 for the link?
Yes.
Okay. And they can do all that through the link, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The software is very easy. We got tutorials in there that's gonna walk you through the steps in the process. Everything is transparent.
Mm-hmm.
It's very easy. So they don't necessarily got to be in the community to use the software, but being in the community, you get a lot more. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you get full understanding of how to, put all your ducks in a row when it comes to, before we bring you to the underwriters, understanding credit overall understanding. So the community offers way more uh,
Right.
than just the software, but you don't necessarily need to be in the community to use the software.
Okay. Yep. Just wanted to clarify that, make sure.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
All right. Thank you, Julius.
No problem, no problem. Anybody want to come in and talk about wins? We love to hear wins, wins, wins.
I got to win, Julius.
Let's hear it.
Well, this is the biggest win in 2025.
Let's go. Okay, let's go. I love to hear
My wins is I've been working on my credit since October
it.
last year, and as of today, because of you, I'm in the 700 club.
Let's go. Congratulations. Woo, woo.
I am elated. Every word that deals with happiness, that's me. I can't believe it. It's oh my God. It's my birthday is in 10 days. This is the best birthday gift in the last 20 years.
That's amazing. That's huge. That's huge.
This is I have no words. How excited I am because I've been waiting for funding myself since I started the journey last year. So I can't wait. That will be, as I say, the final destination is to get this funding. But
Right.
really not even a final destination. It'll be a new journey once I actually get it in my hands. So
Right.
yeah, I'm excited and
Woo, nice job,
thank you.
Sasha.
Thanks.
So you said
Best
so Sasha, so you've been working on your credit since October, you said.
October, yes, October. I've spent $3,000 on my credit paying other people to fix my credit, which they did something, but they did not fix my credit until I met you. And yeah, you just came and alley ooped that thing, and I'm just forever grateful. Uh, I'm feeling misbelief because, like I said, it's been so long. Even though I mean, I just know credit repair is a process, and now I got it fixed, baby. I'm gonna guard that with my life. With the credit, I mean, it's crazy. I'm almost 50, and it's like to see how much credit really affects somebody's life. Is once you get it back right, I'm yeah, I'm guarding it. I'm guarding this like a mother and a newborn. I promise you, I'm not going back on that. I don't care what I have to do to protect it, but it's gonna be protected. So yeah, it's
Now, facts, facts, facts. Yeah, you being in the community, you're gonna get all the tools and resources necessary to be able to protect your credit and to be able to maintain it and even get it up even more, right? Because
yeah,
just
that is
doing
the goal.
right. So just doing the repair itself, it was just to get the negative derogatories off. But
Hmm.
it's because it's not really just about your credit score, right? It's about what's going on with
Right.
your credit profile. So we still, as far as the primaries and adding these different things to get it to where it needs to be, revolving, installment, you need a good mixture to have a solid credit profile, to get your credit at least up to close to 800 or in 800s. We have some folks here that, actually made it to the 800 club. Myron just recently made it to the 800 club. So congratulations on that. So the goal is to try to get as much individuals to the 800 club. So that's what the community is about.
Julius, so I had a conversation with someone the other day,
Hmm.
and we was talking about the credit, and it was a lady, and I was telling her, how much information I've learned about having your credit good, and she was like, "Yeah, 30% usage of your credit." I'm like, that's still too high. I think it really needs to be 10% and lower. And
Hmm.
she was like, "Well, no." I said, "No, 30% is really still too high."
Hmm.
So what do you think about that? Because I told her it really needs to be 10% and lower, or lower, but she was really stuck on that 30%, and I was like, "Nah, that's still too high."
So are you referring to getting funding or are you just referring to just overall credit?
I mean, I guess just making sure that you stay within the guidelines of just keeping your credit, honestly, at just at that good state, I should say.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that she was gonna get funded, but she
Yeah.
was thinking about it. But I mean, like I said, I'm so paranoid, if you
Right.
will. I'm like, ooh, 30%, that's too much still.
Yeah, so both of you guys are right because with you, the lower you keep your utilization, the better, but you don't want to go over 30%, right?
Right,
30% is where you draw the line, right? A lot of individuals might feel like 30% is too high, just depending on who you are, but going any 30% is pushing the limit because
right. That's
yeah,
what I was saying. I was like,
it stops
30%.
it stops at 30. So if you anything over 30, then you start seeing that big effect in your credit score, right? So you don't even want to stay around 30% because things can happen where you can go above 30 and it's gonna
Facts.
affect your credit score. 30% is just that safe net where I don't recommend going past. So if she's just sitting around 30%, right? She's putting herself in a position because anything can happen where you got to use your credit. Um, Now if you have 30% and you have to use your credit, let's say it goes up to 40% or 50%, it's gonna lower your credit score. So anything below 10% is amazing, especially if you're trying to get funding.
Funded.
You definitely need to stay within that 10% range, not especially nowadays, since things is being a little, tidy with the banks and they're, taking more precaution of who they lend to, and they're walking on eggshells or whatnot. the better you look on paper, the better your utilization, the higher limits that you have. All of that plays a big role. So definitely you are right as well. I wouldn't recommend playing around 30% because anything can happen where you need to use your credit score. But as long as you stay below 30%, you should be solid.
Gotcha.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Once again, go big, huge congratulations to you. Because I know how important credit is. I'll talk to each individuals separately, one-on-one. So I understand how important it is and how much you've been trying to get your credit right and how many individuals you paid in the past and how many thousands of dollars you spent trying to get your credit right. So now to see where you at now, having being in the 700 club and like literally at the finish line to get funding, that's amazing. That's huge. That's a big accomplishment.
It is.
And a lot of people don't understand how important these conversations is because they don't really be teaching these things. And people got to find out the hard way. Right now that you got your credit back to where it is, yep, yep, you're gonna be guarding that thing like a newborn baby for sure, because you know what it's like. And we both know the ups and downs and the headache and the all the drama that comes with not being in the 700 club, right? So huge, huge, huge congratulations to you again, Sasha. Big congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are welcome. Anybody else want to come in and say something? I see you had your mic on mute, Atis. I don't know if you was trying to come in and say something. If
Yeah,
not,
I was just gonna congratulate Sasha again as well.
oh, yep, yep, yep. Awesome, awesome.
Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yo,
ma'am.
yo, it's Flat. How's everybody doing? You
Doing
know what I'm
amazing.
saying?
How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm good. I got my boy in here, Andres. You feel me? I wanted him to come and check out the community, see what we're all about. You know, he's also having some problems with his credit. He can't get something off. And I was like, bro, let me bring you to the spot, man. You know what I'm saying? So, I want him to check it out, feel the vibe, meet everybody and things like that. So, yeah, Julius, thank you for the community and everything and helping me with everything with from the 80 units to fixing my credit to other businesses. So yeah, we rolling over here. I appreciate you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's amazing. Welcome to the call, Andres. Yeah, we're super transparent here. We tried our best to do what we can to help as many individuals as possible. There's nothing that can't be taken off your credit profile, right? It's just all about how you approach it and you got to have the patience, but at the end of the day, we just launched a new software, the credit repair software, the BWA Academy software. So if you need help with your credit, definitely DJ can send you the link so you can check that out. We made the process when it comes to credit repair super easy and super transparent. So just by using that software alone, it'll put you in the right direction to be able to get things off your credit report and get you in the right direction.
He got something else on his credit report thing. Tell him what you got, Andres.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey, appreciate you guys for taking the time to hear my issues here. Um, what I got going on right now is with check systems. I
Yeah.
don't know if you're familiar with check systems,
Mm-hmm.
but basically I had some fraud going on my bank account, so I shut my account down. And well, I tried to shut it down, and they wouldn't shut it down, so I kept getting those illegal charges, and my account went up to like $600, and then they finally shut it down. And they basically reported it to check system, so I can't get an account or a loan. I think it's for like 5 to 7 years. So I'm trying to figure out a way to get that off. And I mean, I've been watching a lot of videos about how to get it off, and so it just seems like it's difficult. Something I work a lot, you know what I mean? So it's like I don't really have the time. But that's my step right there. I mean, my score is well in like the 730s around there, but I can't do nothing even with a high score. I still can't do nothing for 5 years with this check system issue. So that's where I'm at right now.
Okay, yeah, no worries. We definitely could help you with that for sure. Just go ahead and join the community. And once you join the community, you'll be able to get access to me, where now we can be able to, put something together to remove the check system off your credit profile. It's something that we do, help you guys out with check systems. So if there's anybody out there that do have check system and going through the same issues Andreas is going through, it's definitely something we can look into and start working towards that. So definitely, man, DJ Flatline, DJ will send you the link to the community. Go ahead and join. Once you join, shoot me a DM, just letting me know, explaining the process, and now the next I'll be able to set up something with you for sure where we can figure something out how to remove that check system off your credit profile.
All right, sounds good.
Awesome.
Appreciate that.
No problem. No problemo at all. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Anybody else want to come in and talk about a win or talk about accomplishments? I usually like to, I see everybody as family here, so we want to talk about what you guys got going on, so we could be able to motivate other individuals. Every day, every week with these calls is something different. So if nobody really don't have much to say, we can just I really wanted to talk about the basics of credit repair, because at the end of the day, everything starts with the basics. We don't want to get too advanced. We always want to go back to the basic. That's what I do in life. In life, I always go back to the basic with things. I always go back to the basic, even though it might be simple, but yeah, we still need to understand, what makes up your credit score. So is anybody on the call familiar with all the everything that makes up your entire credit score?
And for the most part,
Say that again.
yeah.
Okay, do you know like what percentages of what make it up?
That like not specifically, no.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, so today I know Sasha asked, she was like, "Oh, do you want to keep your credits, your utilization below 30%?" Definitely below 30%. So we're gonna talk about today all of the things that make up your entire credit score, because you can go up to 850. Um I think that's the highest you can go with your credit, but there's different aspect that makes up your credit score. So today I want to talk about those aspects, right? It's funny that Sasha just brought that up because it aligned with what I want to talk about today. So yeah, so your payment history is 35% of your credit score. So first of all, amount owed, new credit, length of credit history, credit mix, and payment history is the 5 categories that makes up your credit score, right? So the fact that payment history is the it has payment history is more percentage out of all the other aspects, right? Because that's why it's important to keep your utilization low, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the different percentage. If you guys have any questions while I'm talking about it, you can feel free to stop me. So like I said, payment history is 35% of your score. So paying your bills on time is key for earning an excellent score, right? Late payments can really hurt your score, right? Accounts like collections and bankruptcies, those things can really hurt your credit score. So payment history, like I said, it makes up 35% of your overall out of the 100%. Payment history makes up 35% of your credit score. So you guys keep that in mind, right? Amounts owed. Amount owed is 30%, also known as credit utilization. This is how much of your available credit you are using, right? So out of the 100%, amount owed is 30%, right? So me and Sasha was just talking about it. You need to stay below 30% or less on your credit profile. Staying below 30% is going to keep your score high. See, a lot of the times, when we fix people credit and them not understanding the basics and what makes up your credit score, right? It create chaos and issue because now like, we take everything off your credit profile. Now you go use your credit card and you don't understand that you're supposed to keep your utilization below 30%, and that's not clicking. And your utilization is at 60%. Now you're hitting me up like, hey, what happened? I thought we my credit score dropped. What happened? I thought we removed things off my credit profile. Well, you got to understand why, right? So it's not just about removing things off your credit profile. You got to understand that, okay, um, if I go above 30%, it's going to drop my credit score. So, I just wanted to talk about that because a lot of the times I come across people that just joined the community, don't know anything about credit. You get things off their credit report. They go run up their credit card and come back and say, hey, what happened? Things came back on my credit. Now, when you take a look at their credit, you're like, well, nothing came back. You ran up your utilization. That was it. You just had to keep it below 30%, right? So always keep that in mind. So length of credit history is 15%. 15%. So this refers to how long you have had credit and the average age of your credit accounts. So this make up 15% of your overall credit profile out of the 100, right? So that's pretty big. That's major. So that's why we can't fund you guys if you don't have age accounts on your credit profile, because it's not about the score. You could have be in the well 700s and you don't have the history to back you up. And there's a lot of things that, especially when it comes to trying to get access to capital, you're not going to be able to. That's why it's important, you know, even right now, a lot of the people that started with the community from the beginning, we got the primaries. We just waiting for that primary to age out. So now we could be in a position to get access to capital, right? So length of credit history makes up 15% of your credit profile, right? The more you let accounts sit there and age, always keep this in mind. Don't close out your accounts if you don't have to, because then you're going to be closing out the age, right? Do not close out your account if you don't have to, because you're going to be closing out the age. Even if you got to make the minimum payment every month, and as long as you're not getting any late payment, just try to keep that account open, because all credit is, they want to see you're able to pay on time, over time for a very long time. That's really what it is. If I had to really simplify, if somebody say, hey, what is the definition of what is credit? Right? Well, what they just want to see you're able to pay on time, over time for a long time. That's how these financial institutions are going to be able to determine if you're credit worthy for them to even give anything to, right? They want to see how long you're able to sustain and keep things in good standing, right? That's why it's super important and it's crucial for you guys to keep age on your credit profile. A lot of the times people come and say, hey, well, I have these student loans. How can I take these student loans off? I have to tell people, well, the student loans, how long you had it for? Oh, I had it since 2015. Do you have any late payments on the student loans? Oh no. Well, it's really helping you because of the age. So why you want to take it off again? Oh, I don't want to. Da, da, da. Well, just keep it in good standing, pay the minimum balance, and it's going to help your overall credit profile because of the age. So just remember, length of your credit history is 15% of your overall credit score. So um definitely we want to keep, you know, age accounts. Don't, if you don't have to close out the account, don't close it out. If only the only time you want to close something out, and I want to, like, you can always do credit repair and remove the late payments. But if that account is really, really hurting you, then I'll say just remove the entire account or whatever. But if you don't have any late payment, don't close it out. All right. So the next one. So I went over payment history, amount owed, length of credit history. Now let's talk about new credit, right? New credit is 10% of your credit score. So if you have, like, if you get a new credit card or whatever, it's gonna put inquiry on your credit profile, which is gonna drop your score because you're getting that new credit. That's why a lot of the times I advise people not to get any new credit or do anything new when we're trying to give you access to capital. Because if banks see that you have too many new accounts, or you've been applying for too many accounts and you have too many inquiries on your credit profile, first of all, the inquiries is going to drop your credit score, right? And then in the financial institution eyes, they're going to feel like, well, this individual look desperate because they've been applying to too many creditors, and they got too many, inquiries on their credit profile, and they don't look too reliable. If they, because you gotta realize, bank only want to give you money if they feel like you don't need their money, right? That's the name of the game. They want to loan money to you if they feel like, oh, this I don't really need it, right? I'm gonna keep this underneath 10%. I'm not really gonna use too much of it, right? They still want to make money off of you, but in a safe way to where you're not gonna default on your account. And give me like 2 seconds. Let me let let me grab my charger real quick. Okay, awesome. I am back. Awesome. Where I left off at. New credit. Yeah, yep. So, like I was saying, you don't want too many inquiries on your credit profile. You don't want to be applying to too many things all at once. Because is going to tank your credit score because of that. Like I said, they favor age more than newer accounts, right? So always keep that in mind, right? The last one is credit mix. So having both installment loans and revolving credit, you know, um, car loans, installment loans are like, level payments like car loans or mortgage, and revolving credit is like a credit card. This can help your score, right? Because it's not just about your credit score, it's what's on your credit profile. You want to have revolving, installment, and all of those different mix on your credit profile, because the mix is worth 10% of your overall credit profile, right? Your credit score. So if you have those different accounts, it increase your credit score, right? So you guys always keep that in mind. You want to have revolving, installment, just different mix of things on your credit profile. Um, so that'll help you with your credit score as well, right? So those are the 5 aspects that makes up your credit score, right? So, does anybody have any questions with everything that I just went over? I know you guys have some questions because I know I'm not that good at explaining things. If you guys don't have any questions, then I must be magnificent at breaking things down.
Okay, I don't have any questions, but I have a comment.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just really appreciative of this knowledge because when I first started talking to you, that was my issue is we knew we needed funding for the property and to get things building here. And so, the first thing I do is like, okay, let me go apply for some loans and see what I got. And then, yeah, like you were saying, it kind of made me look desperate to the lenders. And then I got some inquiries on my score, which I'm fixing up now. So, yeah, just again, just really happy that you are sharing this with the community. We're all learning about it, and you're just giving us the tools for success. So, thank you.
You are welcome. You are welcome. And this is the thing, a lot of people don't know. They don't understand, so it's not, it's norm, it's the norm because a lot of, they don't teach this information. People don't know this information. So, people just go off the fly. They just go off of what they feel like they need to do. Um,
Right, right.
so, yeah. So, just really understanding this information, understanding how these things work is a huge advantage to the folks who know, because majority of the population don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And now we know we can keep spreading the knowledge and help everybody. And guess what? We're leveling up everybody.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's what it's about. That's what it's about.
Question.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, so okay, for the inquiries that you're talking about. So I know when you get an inquiry, right, and something that you do qualify for. So say you get a loan or whatever, and it's an inquiry that happens. Is there a way that y'all can take the the inquiry off before it actually hit if you actually did um get whatever you was trying to get? Not the inquiries. Say I try to get something and it's 6 inquiries and I really didn't get the product. So just say it's 6 inquiries on my credit report. But if I actually did get what I was trying to get, and it's gonna give me an inquiry. So my question is, can y'all take that inquiry off before it actually hit, so it won't even be on it, even though I did get what I was trying to get? If that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. So pretty much what you're saying. So just to answer that question is, if you get approved for that thing and you don't go ahead right away and get it off before it hits your account, before the actual, let's say for example, you go apply for, um, let's say, okay, I'll use a car for example, because a lot of this is the issue a lot of people have. They'll go to the dealership and the dealership will run your account with a bunch of banks and put a bunch of inquiries on your credit profile, and you don't get approved for that for it. Let's say one bank approve you, but now you come home and you see like 17 inquiries on your credit profile. You can remove those for a fact. But let's say you're trying to get a credit card, right? And you get the credit card, you get approved. If you don't want that inquiry, you got to go before that account report to your credit profile. You got to go get that inquiry removed right away.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So can I get you whoever to remove? How do they remove it? Because I've been told you can remove it, but I'm like, how do you remove it before it even hits your account?
Yeah, we actually have we have it in the community in the classroom section. We show you how to remove your inquiries in less than 24 hours. So if you follow those steps, it'll help you remove the inquiry before the account, because once the account actually hits your credit profile,
Yeah, that's what is
then
messed up. I
yes.
was talking about
I heard, yeah, I've been told this, so that was just like, okay, that's some game right there that a lot of people don't even know.
Right. So
Cause that's a lick. If you could get it removed before it hit your account, I mean, that's a game change.
yeah, because they once they see that the account is not actually on your credit profile, they're gonna be able to remove it right away before the account. Now, when the account hit, inquiry is already off, right? So, but once that account hits, it's kind of hard to remove because then they can say, "Well, what do you mean? It's like this inquiry is for this account."
Right. No, that's why I said it was the before. It was the before for me.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't even know that that's even a thing.
Right.
They just don't know that. Cause I just found that out recently myself. I was like, say what now?
Right. Right. Right.
That's a game changer.
Mm-hmm.
A game changer. Because at the end of the day, so say hypothetically, if you try to get 3 or 4 different loans and you got approved for all of them,
Mm-hmm.
and as long as you got the them inquiries off, it wouldn't even show that you only got 2 or 3, 4 by the time you don't got 2 or 3, 4 loans, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. See that right there. What?
Mm-hmm.
That is a game changer
Mm-hmm.
that a lot of people don't even know that even exists. Because
Right.
I didn't even know that exists until like a little bit ago.
Right. Right.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's just all about what you know, you know. It's just all about what you know.
It damn sure is.
Mhm. Mhm. You know, the people who really understand what's really going on, those are the people that's, making huge, huge changes and impact in their life. Because at the end of the day, you need money to make money. So once you figure out, how to really maneuver through the game, right, it's up from you from that point on. So definitely. That's why us having this communication, us having this community, and it's super important to have these conversations, and just talk about these things because if you're somebody who you're not around a lot of individuals that talk about business and you're not hearing anybody talk about this and you're just like trying to figure these things out on your own, you're not a part of a community where everybody's is thinking in the same direction. It's create a lot of chaos, but you get more clarity in a group setting. So that's the reason, I'm going to keep pushing this community, trying to help as many individuals as possible really understand these things. Awesome. Anybody else have any questions based upon everything that I just went over? Yep, I guess I must be, like I said, let me check the chat. Chris said, nah, you broke it down perfectly. Awesome. 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 Glad I was able to break everything down perfectly and everything was transparent to where nobody have any questions. That means I'm doing a pretty good job of just breaking things down and you guys, understanding what everything that I'm saying. So that's amazing. Well, we about to hit the hour mark. If you guys don't have any questions, we'll go ahead and wrap it up here for the night. Right? I'm gonna open it up one more time. Any questions before we wrap it up? All righty. Well, awesome, awesome, awesome. This was a pretty good call. If you get a thing or two from this call, that's great. That's amazing. We're always learning each and every day. Even with me, I'm always learning each and every day. I'm learning something new each and every day. So I'm always a student. I'm always willing to learn. And that's how you have to be. Your willingness to learn has to be high because, it'll really help you through your journey in this life. So awesome. Nobody else have any questions? We'll wrap it up here and I'll see you guys on the call next Monday. All right, guys. See you guys.
Thank you, Julius.
All right, good night.
Thanks, Julius. Good night, guys.